What's up, guys? Welcome to CryptoFreaks. I'm Mike Stone, and on this episode, we're going to talk about some tips and tricks on how to survive this recession that we're headed towards and how to come out of it sitting pretty and ready to take advantage of all the deals headed our way. We're also going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about Terra Luna, Cardano, and Shiba Inu. And don't forget to like and subscribe because that helps me make more videos and spreads the word. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart here. Now, I want to preface this by saying not to take a lot of these lines that we draw on these charts so seriously. In these economic conditions, they're affected by macro catalysts, right? What that means is essentially the Fed can come out tomorrow and say something crazy, and all of the price action basically punches right through the lines that we have set in place and destroys all of our expectations. So the best thing to do in this economy and these market conditions is just pay attention to the news and these macro catalysts that are coming out. So as you can see, we've been trading horizontal for the past 3 weeks. And I don't expect that to change anytime soon until we get some news to push this thing up or down. But I don't see it moving below $25,000. Now, why do I say that? Because the most Bitcoin has ever dropped from its all-time high has been, I think, 90%. And that was at a time when the adoption wasn't so high and the acceptance wasn't so high. So I think Bitcoin has come a long way since then. We have garnered a lot more acceptance from the community, governments, and everyone out there. So I just don't see us dropping down to 90%. We are currently down 70% from the all-time highs. And, you know, we may go down to about 80 at most. So that'll put us at around 25,000 roughly. So I think we're probably going to bounce off that 25,000 mark before we start heading back up. All right. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at this Terra Luna 2.0 news. First of all, I want to say that I never trusted algorithmic stablecoins, and I never thought that they were going to be stable because of the inherent flaws in the system. It just cannot be stable because it depends on too many links in the chain that can be exploited. And it has been, as we saw with Terra Luna 1.0, I guess. So look at this thing. So it opened. This is 2.0 that opened, and it went up to $30 and then dropped 80%. And people got wrecked, right? I just don't understand the logic of people who jump back into a token they just saw get demolished like a week ago. It hasn't even been 2 weeks yet, I guess. So, as the saying goes that you fool me once, shame on you. You change the name of your cryptocurrency, I'll buy some more. I guess. I don't know. So, let's go ahead and just look at this chart. This is Terra Luna 2.0. Look at this thing. People got wrecked so bad, and I'm laughing, and I apologize. My heart actually goes out to these people. I feel for them because I understand that really what they were trying to do is recover from the amount of massive losses they experienced from the first one. I mean, look at this guy. Dogecoin co-founder calls Luna 2.0 believers truly dumb. Now, the thing is, I understand why he's saying that, but the thing is he doesn't understand, again, that these people aren't dumb. They're actually just desperate, right? They're throwing good money after bad because they got wrecked so bad that they had no other option. In their own minds, they had no other option. They were invested so heavily and believed in it so much that they just could not let go of that. And they had to jump back into the second one, I guess, to try to recover that. It's insane. I don't trust algorithmic stablecoins. I would not recommend them. All right, moving on to some bullish news. It looks like Russia is actively discussing the use of cryptocurrencies in government. So the thing is with this, pretty much the entire traditional banking system has decided to shun Russia by imposing these sanctions, and they have no other choice. So they're going to turn to anything that they can use to facilitate international trade, right? Which is good news for us because, again, it's increasing adoption and by a government, no less. So good for Russia on that. Not like they had a choice, but this actually goes to show that if you don't want to be controlled by central banks, you don't want to be controlled by the banking cartels of the world, the best way to go is crypto. Now, you want to stay with a crypto, if you do anything like that, you want to stay with a crypto that is heavily accepted and widely traded, right? And, Bitcoin obviously is one of those. But yeah, this will give you financial freedom. Even this is giving financial freedom to governments, okay? So, excellent news on that. Moving forward, let's look at Cardano. So Cardano has the potential to become a scarce asset. Why? Why is that? Well, Cardano actually has a limited supply. So if we take a look at this chart, Cardano will only have 45 billion tokens ever minted, ever. So that's the limit that's been set. And currently we're sitting at about 33 billion Cardano out there. And the more time goes by, there will be some more minted up to 45 billion. And that minting is basically there to pay staking rewards to holders, which is completely understandable. They put that in to pay those guys off. An excellent use of minting more tokens. Some of these other tokens out there are blockchains that just have a ridiculous amount and then implement a burning system and then also have the ability to mint more. Just makes no sense to me. Just, make less and then, or mint less and then stop burning them. What's the point of that? I just feel like that's to manipulate the price action when they do that. Anyways, moving on to Shiba Inu. We haven't talked about Shiba Inu in a while. It looks like they're actually announcing partnerships all the time. They're pretty active and they're developing use cases. So they're moving past this, I guess you want to call it a misnomer at this point, of a meme coin. And I believe Dogecoin is actually doing the same thing. These guys are probably on the next run going to do pretty well, right? So this new partnership that they announced allows them to trade or purchase anything they want from merchants with their Shiba Inu tokens. And what happens is on the back end, the partnership that they set up with Switch Here and Now Payments basically does conversion and then pays the merchant in fiat. This all happens on the back end. No one knows what's going on. It's just paid in Shiba Inu. Merchant receives cash, right? So would I recommend this? No, not at the current time. I wouldn't recommend buying things with an asset that has lost 80% or more, right? You're basically, when you go buy something with any token that has sustained such losses, you're selling it. So you're selling it at a loss. So it's much better to pay in cash when you're going to buy something right now. Now, once things flip around and we're moving in an upward trajectory, yeah, absolutely. This is great that it's in place now and can be used when that happens. All right, guys, having said that, let's go ahead and talk about some things we can do to increase our ability to have more buying power as this recession is going underway, right? So what you want to do is what I do. This is what I'm going to be doing. I'm cutting costs on everything, cutting my subscriptions to most things. I'm, if another piece of advice is if you're renting, right? You can move in with family members if they can accommodate you. Save that money during this time because as things drop, the market drops, real estate will crash, and it has already started crashing. You're going to be sitting pretty because you're going to be sitting on a bag of money that you'll be able to use to buy property or pretty much anything. Everything is going to be dropping. So my recommendation, save as much money as you can. Now, how about this situation where you have a house? Should you sell your house? What should you do? And I think absolutely, if you're holding real estate right now, Get out as fast as possible before the prices continue to drop. Now, people are going to say, Mike, where do I go if I sell my house? I'm living in my house. You want me to sell my house? Where am I going to go and live? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. The answer to that is rent, right? You can rent for a year. And what you should do is sell your house at this current price that it's at, which is probably pretty high right now, unless you're in the negative, right? Get out, hold on to that cash, and rent. Then when the prices drop, you're sitting pretty, you can buy back in at a lower price. But Mike, what about the interest rates? My house may be expensive now, but I got it at such a low interest rate that, you know, if I end up buying back in a cheaper house with a high interest rate, doesn't that basically work out to be the same thing? Well, yeah, that does end up being around the same thing. A more expensive house with lower interest is the same as a less expensive house with higher interest, right? But here's the caveat. What you can do is, if you buy a cheaper home with high interest, you can always refinance that and bring the payments down. You can't do that with a house that you've already signed a loan on that costs so much. It's been appraised at a higher price. You can't bring that down. You can bring interest rates down on a cheaper house. You can't do that with a more expensive house. So that's the advice on that. The other thing is save. Like I said, save, and prepare, because everything is about to be going on sale. So that's the best advice I can give on that. And I'm just trying to help people kind of prepare for the situation that we're all headed towards, because there's going to be some tough times coming, but I don't think they're going to last very long. So as long as you are saving and you stop spending frivolously, and I know you guys are doing it because the CPI numbers came out and it's saying everyone is still spending like lunatics. So, and I have been recently too. What I need to do is cut back. I need to take my own advice. Anyways, guys, this was just a video I wanted to make to bring some more attention to what's going on out there and help everybody prepare for this recession. All right, until the next one. This is Mike Stone on CryptoFreaks signing off.